Welcome to this special segment where I answer real life questions from busy working moms just like you. I'll be tackling some of the most common struggles that moms face when it comes to time management, organization, productivity, or balancing everything that we have on our plate. So, whether it is a question that I find on the internet, like the one this week where I found this question on Reddit, or if it's one that you submit to me on Instagram in the DMs, or maybe you email this question to me, I am here to provide practical advice and real actionable steps that you can implement right away. And this is going to be something that I do a lot more frequently, and I'm really excited about it. If you're new here, I'm Laura Davis, a time management strategist, and I help working moms juggle demanding jobs, busy families, and a thriving side business. So I help moms just like you on controlling your schedule, reducing the overwhelm, and creating a system that will allow you to thrive at home, at work, and in your business. Through my Time Management Academy framework, I have helped hundreds of women streamline their routines and achieve better work-life balance. In today's episode, we are diving into a question that I actually found on Reddit while I was just perusing around. And I thought that this was such a great question that I wanted to bring it here to my YouTube so that I could answer it for you and you could hear the advice that I would give this woman who asked the question if she were to ask me directly. Now, before we get started, if you are ready to take your time management to the next level, check out my Master Your Workweek challenge at thelauraddavis.com/workweek. You're going to get a very simple and easy to implement framework to take control of your to-do list and master your Monday through Friday. All right, let's dive into today's episode. So again, this question I found on Reddit, and what she posed on Reddit for everyone to offer advice to was, she said, I'm a mom of 14-month-old twins. My husband and I both work full-time and the kids are in daycare full-time. We're managing okay, but I constantly feel like I'm catching up. Any process or system you guys can share to help keep things organized and streamlined would be a game changer. So I wanted to share a couple of practical tips that I would give her if she had asked me what my opinion was. And the first thing that I want to say before I get into some of the practical tips is that this is a really common thing that I hear from my clients, even if they're not twin moms. A lot of times I hear the sentiment, I feel like I'm doing okay, but I really feel like I could be doing things better. This is such a common thought or feeling for us as working moms. And so I want to, first of all, before we get into anything, just tell you that you are probably doing a lot better than you're giving yourself credit for. And I want that to sink in for a second. Like, know that you are doing a lot better than you're giving yourself credit for. Okay. And so just take all of these tips with that thought in mind. So getting into the practical tips, the first tip that I would give her, this might be controversial, is that I would say have some dedicated tablet or TV time every single week. So for example, for us, every Saturday or Sunday morning, we pick one or the other, we have dedicated TV time. This is where I let Harper watch whatever her favorite show is right now. And I let her watch it for a couple of hours. Like if she wants to watch different shows or watch a movie, however she wants to do that, Saturday or Sunday morning is her time to have that dedicated TV time, right? This gives us, my husband and I, a chance to either enjoy some quiet time in the house because it's rarely ever quiet. We can get some things done around the house to set us up for the week ahead. Things like meal prepping, cleaning, working out, decluttering, laundry, all of that type of stuff if we want to. And then other times, I also use that quiet time where she's entertained to get some stuff done in my business. If you are a mom who is working full-time in corporate America, or whatever full-time work looks like, maybe you're a shift worker, maybe you're a lawyer, maybe you are an EMT, whatever that full-time work looks like for you, leveraging your weekend mornings can be really effective and powerful for you to getting some business things done, especially strategic work that requires your focus or your deep thought. The mornings on the weekends are my favorite time to work on my business and not in my business, which I tend to do more Monday through Friday. Tip number 2 is that I would recommend to her to open and close her house every single day. And what I mean by that is that when you are opening your house, when you wake up, opening your blinds, playing some music, lighting a candle, getting ready for the day. And I say that because that signals to your brain, like, okay, I am ready to step into the work mode side of things, and it makes you more productive in the morning. And then same thing with closing your house each day, dimming the lights, tidying up each of the spaces, making sure that the TV goes off, that you're doing like the bath and the bedtime routine and the story routine with your kids. And that also helps compartmentalize in our heads as working moms that the workday is done and it is now time to switch to family mode. That has been really helpful for me in not feeling, sometimes as a working mom, you can feel guilty being a mom, right? Because you're like, oh, I should be working on my business right now. But doing the nighttime routine and the closing of your home allows you to switch gears into that family mode and allows your brain to separate work mode from family mode. Tip number 3 is to strategically delegate and outsource. So as parents of twins, I would tell her like she can't do it all and that she shouldn't have to do it all. She's also working full time. So some of the things that we like to delegate are things like, outsourcing, are things like cleaning, like a deep clean every other week. Sometimes in a really busy season, I will also outsource meal prepping. I will also outsource laundry. I will also outsource like organizing or cleaning things out at the end of certain seasons. And then we also do delegating. So if you have older kids, and I know that this mom that we're talking about, her twins are 14 months. So maybe when they're a little bit older, but if you have older kids, something that you can do is delegate age appropriate tasks for those kids. So for example, with Harper, she feeds and waters our dog every day, morning and night. She's also responsible for like keeping her bathroom area clean. So after she brushes her teeth or she gets ready for the day, she makes sure that everything is clean there. You can also lean on your support system. So if you have grandparents who are local or friends or relatives who help you and they offer to do things, I think us as working moms, we kind of want to say no and do it all on our own. But I really think allowing other people to help who are in our support network, especially when they offer, can be a really big burden lift for you as the mom. Now, tip number 4, tip number 4, I want to give credit. I don't actually know the person's name, but I read this one on the Reddit thread. And when I heard it, I was like, oh my gosh, the way that this is phrased is amazing. I am going to make a t-shirt out of this and give it to my child and my husband. But their tip that I read on Reddit was put things away, not down. And if you can get your whole family on board with this concept, it could really be a game changer for you, especially in like keeping your house manageable. And so what they mean by this is that when you have things that you are, especially kids, that you're playing with or that you are using, putting them away when you are done instead of just putting them down. So for example, I can't tell you how many times Harper will be coloring something or playing with like the little knick-knacky toys that kindergartners like to play with. And she just puts it down wherever she is. So whether that's in her room, she'll just put it on a shelf. If she's in the kitchen, she puts it in the dining room kitchen. If she's in the office here where I am, she'll put it over on our hutch that we have in here. And so teaching your kids and getting your family on board with putting things away and not down can really help you manage things. And I loved that piece of advice, so I wanted to include it in here. So just to recap some of the tips. Number 1, schedule and be okay with dedicated TV time. 2, opening and closing your home each day. 3, delegating and outsourcing strategically where you can. And then the concept of putting things away instead of down. And then if I had to add the bonus number 5, it is to really give yourself that mental permission to know that you are doing better than you're giving yourself credit for. So I want you to remember that really this is about consistency, not perfection. So if you're doing these things over a consistent basis, you are going to feel a shift, right, over time. It doesn't mean that every day is going to be perfect. It doesn't mean that every day is going to look exactly the same, but it does mean that you can make progress toward making things more manageable. And by more manageable, I also mean less stressful for you. And I would say that there's no perfect system that works for everyone, right? Like we all have different lives, we all need different systems, but creating those intentional routines and rhythms that work for you and your family are going to help you manage that chaos, and they're going to help you. So again, if you enjoyed these tips and tricks today and you're ready to take control of your time and feel less overwhelmed, join my free 5-day Master Your Workweek challenge at thelauraddavis.com/workweek. You are going to be taken through 5 days of very simple steps. Each video is less than 15 minutes of how you can master your to-do list and really start to level up and enjoy your Monday through Friday, your work week. So again, you don't need to be perfect. You just need to be consistent with these small tweaks and changes. I truly believe in you. I know that you've got this, and I will see you in the next episode.